YouTube stream. We are live on YouTube right now.
Hey, YouTube.
What is
it
up?
do? Hey. YouTube, stop looking at me that way.
Yeah, right? Oh, shit. I do have a little bit of a sniffle tonight, so I apologize for that.
Unacceptable.
You fucking piece of garbage. Why are you alive right now with a sniffle?
I know, right?
Stupid stream key wasn't there.
Let me take my medicine.
It deleted itself for some reason, so I have to re-add it. Absolute cancer, I swear.
Pineapple flavored medicine.
Pineapple, apple medicine.
What the fuck? All right.
That was a sniffle cough.
That's what you want to call it.
Yeah, it's a snuffle.
We are now live on twitch.tv.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
So I'm going to minimize this shit, and I'm just going to assume everything's good vibes, good vibing. I'm going to turn my mic up slightly, I think.
Good vibes.
I think it's here. I think here's good. Can't hear my fan or nothing.
Yeah.
You good.
Everyone sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm moist. So do with that what you will.
My Audacity is recording.
Sweet. I am recording as well.
Beautiful.
I am. Thank you.
Hold on.
Peace movie.
Spoopy.
Spoop boopy doop.
Nope. Guess I'm gonna stop this recording.
Yeah, real quick.
All right. 10-4. Delete.
Someone
that.
open up our stream and see if you have audio. I don't know if my
have
Google
it
is
open,
just
so let me-
volume it down.
I already have it open.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, there's audio.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
there's audio.
For some reason, the stream preview wasn't giving audio, even though it wasn't muted. I think I have my Google. Yeah, I found out why. Never mind. We're good.
All right.
Let us do the damn thing. Know what I'm saying, my G-Dog?
What?
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm recording. So I've got some fingers for you.
Oh, well, no, you don't do that yet.
Well, I know. I'm just saying they're ready.
I'm
They're nice and
recording.
warm.
I'm
I'm
recording.
recording. I'm going to do my number.
All right. I'm recording.
62, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're sure?
Yes.
Okay. 62.
Good job. That was a
Okay.
good one.
Well then.
And then here comes the fingers now. I'm drawing them out of the holster. Here's the first one.
Oh, I thought you said holes. Sorry.
Second one straight out of the holes. This time.
The holes stirs.
Lick that one.
Yeah,
That's
there
gross.
And
That's fucking disgusting.
3,
3,
2, 1.
1, go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show, episode 62, as you heard our local robot say. And we are all here ready to do the damn thing. We have Bryce over there dabbing it up. Fucking Jordan yassing away.
Wow.
I gotta dab it.
Dab, that, buddy. We got lots of really cool stuff to talk about tonight, probably.
Yes,
Just
it
kidding.
is. I got some weird shit, which is always fun.
Yeah, so we have some super weird shit coming from you, which is normal.
My favorite.
Yeah, it is pretty normal. But I've got something that a certain Canadian friends of ours might appreciate.
All right.
I've got a callback to a previous episode, possibly a resolution. I don't know if we talked about this specific case, but
Okay.
we may have a return of a poop jogger.
That's funny.
And a few other things that are just like, what the fuck, you know?
Yep.
My favorite.
I'm excited. I'm ready to talk about all these. I got them all lined up in a row. Bam.
Let's go.
Sweet. Well, also, everybody keep in mind, not only are we streaming live on YouTube for you to then watch now live or later after the fact, thanks to Bryce's magic, we are also live on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/PBnJ podcast. That's the letter N. Remember the name.
Yes, exactly. Remember the name.
I'm gonna beat
Good
you.
job. Good job.
So we're there. And then, wherever you're listening to us is awesome. It doesn't matter where you listen.
As long as you listen.
As
Thank
long
you.
as you listen, and honestly, a lot more of you have this month in particular, which is super fucking cool. So thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We really do appreciate it.
Stick around.
However, I don't think I can wait any longer. I really need to know about the poop jogger thing.
Yeah, we need to go. Let's jump right
We're
into
gonna
this.
start right off the bat with the poop jogger. All right.
Well,
Time for this.
we could do that or the camp stuff. I can talk about that real quick because I just dealt with that today.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can't wait any longer, I'll drop some poop on you.
You know what? Let's ease into the pile of poo. Okay.
Okay. We'll ease in. We'll start off with camping, outdoors, living, and then we can transition from pooping outside to pooping outside when you're not supposed to. Yeah. That's a future transition. You're welcome.
Well done. Guarantee we blow it. Just saying. And if you rush into the poop, there's usually a lot of splashback, and I'm not okay.
It's all up here. It's all up here. I'm ready.
I like it. Either way,
so,
I'm good.
As everybody knows, it's summer, right? The kids are home from summer or for summer vacation. They're off school.
Oh God, that's right.
It is. It's horrible. I'm just kidding.
You know what? That explains a lot as to why so many of the games I've been playing have been so shitty recently.
Because 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
12-year-olds.
Yeah. Any online verse right now of any popular video game is 100% full of bullshit.
Like Overwatch has been full of salty Sammies, and Overwatch, there's a lot of tilted people, but it's not nearly as bad as it has been. And I'm just like, Jesus, did everyone just like drink something? No, it's just the kids got home from school.
They're just
it is the best time to go online, not in a party. Yeah. Use in-game chat and fuck with kids on Call of Duty.
All right, there you go.
You heard it here You heard it here first. Jordan fucks with kids.
Yep.
I'm a bully, straight up bully. I don't care.
We already know that. You are a bully. Go back to not talking.
What those kids know about Cruise to Bruce?
Oh, man. But so we gave the kids a couple of choices of something to do this year, which is weird because up until the last couple of years, you know.
You can talk, Jordan. It's okay.
You can talk, Jordan.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Jordan had a very sad face on for our audio-only listeners.
Yeah. I didn't even notice.
Because you're a dick.
Yeah, you don't notice. It's fine.
Oh shit.
It's fine. Just talk about your stupid camp, whatever.
Camp Winona.
Oh shit. I was actually close. Not bad.
That's funny. No, so we dropped Chloe off today. As many of you know, I have two girls. 14 and 6. And Chloe is she was so freaking excited to go to camp. Now my wife, not so much. Originally we proposed the idea of camp to both kids. Skylar was just not down with it.
She's like, I'd have to go out there. There won't be Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Summer
vacation. You can't even bring gadgets with you.
Really? Yeah. They're like, no gadgets allowed. It makes sense because if they get damaged or stolen, I'm sure the camp doesn't want to have to deal with that shit. They'll make up an excuse like, it's so you can be one with nature and, try and attract the parents with it. But really, they're like, we don't want to be liable.
Oh, yeah.
Less liability.
100%. For sure. Because, I would be fucking pissed off. But not at the camp. Like, if Skylar came back and she was like, hey, my phone fell in the lake, I'd be like, why was your phone at the lake?
Yeah.
Let's just start there.
Legit question. Yeah.
Right? It'd be like, Jordan, why did you have your phone at the lake? Now, Jordan would be like, porn? I guess.
X videos, duh.
Yeah. X videos.
Move on.
Well, so I'm enjoying nature and swans. I like to look at some hardcore, Gonzo type shit. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. He likes to see it come out of their ears.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a judgment-free zone, guys.
It is a judgment-free zone.
It's also a live podcast to multiple fucking people at one time, and at least 4 or 5 of them, at least. So,
approximately.
Yeah, approximately, not counting us, probably counting us. So
definitely counting us.
Definitely counting us. Anyway, Chloe, though, was fucking psyched. Now, as soon as Shayna realized that the big kid was not going with the little kid, she was like, oh, shit. So it went from a full week of camp offer to mini camp. Now, mini camp is 3 days, 2 nights.
Okay, that's not bad.
And so we bring her today. She has her bin packed with all her shit, because they're like, it's best to have a bin or something like that to camp out of. They give you exactly everything they need. So we did all that. Bring her there. And first of all, do you guys know where DeLeon Springs is?
Yeah.
It's fucking far.
Very far. Yeah.
Is it near Juniper Springs?
It's
Silver Springs?
Well, no, you go past DeLand. It's outside of DeLand
north, yeah.
by 20 minutes. Now, it's probably 30 minutes from me.
Okay.
So, that was crazy. And then you get on these dirt fucking roads and you're literally driving out to the middle of the woods. You have no cell service. I was like, wow, this is crazy. It was nothing but cows and woods.
Right.
And then I've never went to camp as a kid, right? I don't know if any of you guys went to camp.
not to camp. I've been camping, but I've never been.
I would like to talk about that in a second because I kind of want to get into a little bit of what you guys did during summer vacations as kids. But anyway, I've never been to camp. I've only seen camps on TV. Yeah. And so we pulled in, and holy shit, it is essentially what you see on TV. There's cabins, and there's a center area with a flagpole, and they do the whole shit in the morning and at night.
Really?
Yeah. And there's so we get her all checked in. First, you have to go check in with the lady at the office. Then you check in with the nurse. So there's a nurse on all the time, which is cool. Makes you feel a little better, No,
that's very good because it's one of those things where kids get hurt, and I'd rather have there be a nurse that's trained on staff. I don't want like the counselors from Camp Crystal Lake taking care of my kids. They're too busy humping in the bushes, and then they don't know how to set an arm.
This is all run by YMCA.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, the YMCA is good.
So, and I think there's a bit of a spiritual thing to it, which isn't exactly up our alley, but that's always part of it, and it's okay for kids.
That's the YMCA in general.
And all that shit, which is fine. I'm cool with that. And Chloe will like it. She takes to that kind of stuff, which is fine,
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
So we get her all checked in, and we go to the cabin.
Right.
And man, it was already full of little girls, like little fucking kids her age, a little older, around then. Like she'd probably be the youngest, like 6 or 7-ish, And man, they were immediately hi, and then her worries were gone, and she essentially kicked us out of the fucking cabin.
Like, get out of here! I'm with my friends now. This is my new family for 3 days.
I mean, essentially, her counselor is a girl that has always went there for like the last 12 or 15 years or something like that. Was a junior counselor. Now she's a counselor there, and and they stay in the cabin with him and all that shit.
Right.
So it was cool, and I was immediately comfortable. Like I was like, okay, this is a full blown operation.
It's not like some rinky dink. Give us money and we'll watch kids. Kind
of. And they're like,
good, though.
They're teenager girls, but the two, there's 2 of them in there with them.
Responsible.
And they're girls who've been going to this camp for a while, so it's one of those things where they're about it.
Yeah.
Like if they didn't like the camp, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then there's adults everywhere, like running the shit.
Yeah.
And they have schedule activities and all that stuff, and it's every day is fully planned and early to late, So I'm sure she's having a fucking blast.
Probably.
Now my wife, on the other hand,
the early to late part probably doesn't sit well.
Well, no, the whole thing does not sit well.
Oh wow.
Now I understand
freaking all the way out.
Oh, bro, yeah. Because Chloe's her baby. Like she said it today. There's rarely moments that she's not at work that Chloe's not with her, and that's just because if she's goes to the store or something like that, she's just always wants to go, and when they're here, obviously she's here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little different because Skylar, being 14, she goes off and does her own thing. Sometimes she stays out. She goes here, goes there. So she's kind of weaned into that one. But Chloe's still her baby.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been interesting, right? And I'm like, it's fine. It's thundering outside. She's like, oh my god. I'm like, it's fine.
You're in cabins. They're Florida cabins. They're designed with lightning in mind.
Yeah, no,
and it's all wood, no aluminum roof.
Oh yeah, no. They are all wood, and you can tell it's all older out there too. Like all that stuff's been there for a while. It's fine,
Yeah.
So I gotta say though, my biggest takeaway was, man, I wish I would have got to go to camp. Like looking around, it was so cool. Because the whole thing is essentially a big clearing in the woods. You know what I mean? Like all the pavement roads are gone.
It's like a mini civilization that you get to be a part of for 3 days, where you're like living for that civilization.
Yeah. Well, there's kids that have been there since Monday that have done the whole week.
Right. They did the whole week.
Nice.
Yeah. But I guess there's longer versions of camp that go for like a month or whatever.
There are some that go for the entire vacation.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. So like, that's really cool. But the whole thing, I was like, man, this is fucking neat. Like,
Neato torpedo.
It really was. Like the lake right there, and they have all these. It's just neat. I was like, man, I would never got to do it. Now I've went camping, only a couple of times. Camping is fun. I've never done the kind of camping that wasn't at a specific campgrounds. Somewhere where you're supposed to be. Like, and as far as like summer vacations go, other than like family trips to like New York or something, like see family, you know,
right.
I've never gotten to do the summer camp thing or whatever.
Or the summer planned thing.
Yeah. Like, now granted, my summers were cool. Fucking just fuck off the whole time.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But
that's what I did. I mean, instead of camp, what we would do, I grew up in Philly. So we would like plan the entire day. We would plan like these SWAT raids, these fake SWAT raids.
Oh my God.
And then a bunch of our friends would come over. We all had BB guns and we would just run the whole neighborhood, like pretending to be SWAT teams with BB guns and shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then when people would complain, we'd like go away and then we'd come back with a carton of eggs and egg their cars and shit.
Jesus.
Cool.
That was my camp. You know,
that was your camp, the urban fucking street funny. Camp.
It's funny because like down south, when I lived in South Florida, like playing manhunt and like that kind of stuff was real big. When I was up here in Central Florida, bicycles, skateboards, and building like bike trails, like clearings in the woods and building jumps to die on, like that kind of stuff is what we did. No, I mean,
exactly
it's so cool.
30 minutes away from the ambulance.
Yeah,
because you're out in the woods. Yeah,
exactly. You're super fucked, and we didn't have cell phones anyway. So like, one of your friends would have had to help drag
they'd have to
your fucking ass, and
they'd have to run to the convenience store, beg for change because they didn't have money for the payphone.
Well, the fastest friend would have to buck. The fastest friend or the fastest friend on their bike would fucking rip off. Yeah. And then somebody else would help, and then everyone else would help that injured kid if possible. Like we've seen it happen. I hurt myself before, but not like that. I've seen a buddy of mine go off one of those ramps though and break his fucking leg, like cased the jump and fucking fell, and he broke his fucking leg when he fell. Yeah. Oh man, that sucked. He was going so fast too because these were very deadly. It's not.
That fucking sucks.
Like,
that must
these were 2 bits of plywood that was found out in the woods.
They were dirt jumps.
Oh, they were pure dirt jumps. Jesus.
Yeah, we didn't build them all the way. Like other older kids had built them in the woods, and like so, you'd come down the road, hit the dirt trail, ride the dirt trail down, and hit the jump.
Jesus,
like so you were going so fast.
Jeez,
so stupid. But yeah, what about you guys though? That's I'm more interested in. My childhoods were fucking stupid. My summers anyway.
My summers, primarily hanging out in my room or in the living room. If I was with my mom at the time, I would be marathoning movies with my mother and my brother. We would we would take turns deciding what to watch, and none of us ever knew what to watch, but we'd just throw something on there and watch Finding Nemo for the 1,000th time. And then fucking, other than that, I would be playing video games in my room or listening to talk radio. Talk radio was my fucking joint. Like I could sit in my room, just listen to talk radio all fucking night.
20, 22, something like that.
Me too. Yeah.
I was in elementary school when I discovered talk radio.
God, you're a nerd.
I was hooked. Fucking Love Lines is a big reason why I'm the way I am to this day. I learned so much about humans because Love Lines is all about like all the fucked up sexual shit. Yeah. And it came on at like 10 something, and I would listen to it the whole show all the way till 1 a.m. And I learned all about how people worked and how they thought. And Dr. Drew was just like a huge, like, educational guy for me. And I realized that 99% of problems were because somebody got diddled or something like that. Yeah. Which isn't actually true, but in these calls, these were the people that happened to. So yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, the one thing that we always had guaranteed every summer was Cousins Week, which is essentially, I have, my dad, and he has 4 brothers and sisters, not 4 brothers and 4 sisters, but an arrangement.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 sisters, 1 brother, and then himself. Yeah. So everyone would bring their kids up to Grandma and Grandpa's house in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Nice. At first, they just rented a cabin out there, and then they fell in love with it. They ended up buying property on this mountain. Like all of my father's family bought different parts of this mountain, so it's like the Vaughters Mountain out there.
Shut up.
Yeah, so like if you're driving up the mountain, you're going by all of my family as you go higher and higher up.
Really?
All the way to like at the top.
Who lives at the top? Like the eldest person?
The king.
I don't know the hierarchy of age. I never asked. It's rude.
Is there a hierarchy to place on the mountain?
No, there's no actual hierarchy other than they were there first kind of deal. Like they had moved out there first. But it was one of those things where we would all fit everyone where we could. It was a big ass house, but this was each set of aunts and unclesies who had fucking kids had 2 kids each. So there was my brother and I. There was Ashley Logan, which was my Aunt Diana's kids. Molly and Jacob, those are my Uncle Johnny's kids. And then my Uncle Johnny remarried, so that was Roger and Roxy. And then Caleb and Cody, and we all just fucking like hung out in this house. Sleeping on the floor. There was a camper. We filled the camper up. My parents even had an additional cabin on their property because they had that originally while they built their dream house. So we filled that up. Like everything was filled to the brim, and we all just hung out for a week, ate food. We would go to Sliding Rock, which is a natural like water slide where it's just this big fucking rock that's slippery as shit. You have to wear socks because you're going to eat shit.
Where's this at, Bryce?
In North Carolina.
So in North Carolina, I envisioned you as a kid. I'm gonna go to the Sliding Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to slide. I was in that water the entire time. Yeah. There's one thing: if there is water at an outdoors event, I will be in it. I will be swimming. I will be doing stuff the entire time there. I'll be the first one in, last one out. Any other outdoors activity, fuck that noise. Like they would do hikes. I would hang. I could hang. But I didn't dig it. Like I had blizzards and shit. When we got to the end of the hike, it was always really cool. Like we saw Pickens Nose, which is literally a rock formation that looked exactly like a general's nose in the. I don't think it was the Civil War. It might have been the Civil War, wasn't it? You know what? I think it is the Revolutionary War. Yeah, and
Pickens.
So that was General Pickens' nose. So we saw that. There was waterfalls we would go to. It was a really cool time, but yeah, that was the only like guaranteed planned thing. We would randomly go camping with my father and my stepmother. My brother and I, we would go camping out. We would actually go to the Indian River. We would find an island that's uninhabited, go on it, clear that shit out to set up camp, and then we would just camp there for a week. And
that's cool.
Gators would come up to our fucking campground. We would just stay in the tent while my dad like scared them off.
So you might as well have went to summer camp then, Bryce.
For that part, probably.
Yeah, I mean, like the hikes and the lake and the wild and all that shit.
But there was always in small, contained. Which I mean, I guess with a 3-day thing with camp now, I guess I practically went to camp. Yeah, minus the getting to know other kids I don't give a shit about.
Yeah,
I got to skip out on that.
So hold on. So here's a weird aspect of, I guess, friendship or whatever that I don't understand. There were little girls walking around, right, in the little cabin with books, and they would want everyone to sign their notebook. And they're like, "Oh, you signed my notebook? Oh, you signed my notebook? What the fuck? For what?"
Memories. Come on.
It's like the yearbook shit at the end of high school.
You don't give a shit. You don't even remember their name. So you look in there like, who the fuck is this that signed my yearbook? They said, we'll miss you forever. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. No, but seriously, though.
There's a special connection you have as a kid with single-serving friends. As adults, we are jaded. So single-serving friends, we know what's up. When we go on an airplane and we're forced to sit next to someone and we start making small talk or whatever, and we enjoy the company of that other person, we know at the end of this ride, that's it. I'm not going to give you my number. You're not going to give me my number. We're going to just say, wow, I met a really cool person on the flight. Done. But when you're a kid, single-serving friends were, this is such a special connection I didn't know I could have with someone in such a short period of time. We need to stay together forever.
Well, that same, I guess, sometimes that happens, right? I mean, sometimes people manage to meet at summer camp and always be friends or something like that.
Yeah. They'll go back to the same summer camp and stuff. But I feel like that's not the norm. I mean, maybe nowadays with how connected humans can be, maybe single-serving friends aren't single-serving anymore in those circumstances.
Yeah, you can go to your 7-year-old friend you just met and be like, hey, you got Twitter? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, you got Twitter?
Yeah, that's true.
You got Xbox Live?
Yeah.
Hit me with that gamer tag, boy. Well, you know, beat up by Jordan on Call of Duty.
Yeah, right? He'll fucking teabag the shit out of you. No, what though? He probably will, though.
Absolutely. No doubt.
That actually brings up like a little tiny thing I kind of wanted to bring up now that you said it. You know how parents are like, no, you shouldn't have social media until whatever age, right? Like, I don't really let, Skylar's 13, 14 now, 14 now. I let her have, some social medias and some freedoms with that. But a lot of parents are like, no, my kid's not old enough. Yet they give them an online fucking Xbox account and
I'd rather my kid be on Facebook than PlayStation. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, and not only that, but they're when they're online, that is a social network, right?
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's terms of agreement and everything.
Yeah.
You have a profile you can create where you can input information.
Do you think parents realize that?
No,
I don't think
absolutely not.
I don't think they pay attention to any of it. And the ones who do are the helicopter parents who are too worried about it. I feel like there's an acceptable amount of worry you can have with that, where you teach your kid, listen, you don't know who you're talking to on the other end. That dude could be a serial killer that you're talking to. Not likely. Could be. And then you're fucking wrecked, you know?
Yes. It's probable.
Yeah, it's probable. I mean, he's playing with you, so I would become a serial killer if I had to play with your little 12-year-old ass.
So anyway, when you said that, when you were like gamer tag, I was like, man, I don't know why it clicked in my head, but I find that super interesting, especially because there's such a high chance that there's kids swapping Twitter names or swapping gamer tags or so 100%. There's a lot of these kids that might, I guess, be friends forever. I don't know.
Or at the very least, friends for a week after camp, and then they never talk again. But
until Jordan
it's something.
Get on their video game again.
Yes.
Don't fuck with me. I mean, it's simple. It's simple.
Don't come on a man's game expecting to not be beat down.
So, Jordan, did you experience anything like that? So we know that what I did, right?
Yeah.
We know what Bryce did. Did you do summer things?
No, not really. I mean, aside from the fake SWAT raids,
right.
The majority of my stuff, like when we first started summer, my mother would make us do book reports, which I hated. We'd have to do like 2, so I'd knock those out real quick, like immediately. And then
so that you stay smart during summer, right? Like,
yeah. Which I mean, I guess it kind of paid off, but I didn't want to do it when I was little. But we would knock those out, and then we would do like the week-long trip down to Florida, take the Greyhound, just chill around here. But the majority of it were really staying at home. Even when we were down here, I'd bring my PlayStation or my Dreamcast. The majority of my time was indoors. Fuck outside.
I mean, I grew up in Florida, so in my defense, outside was literally the surface of the sun during the summer. So
see, I grew up in Florida, and up until I was a teenager, I was outside every single day.
You're a weirdo. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, the only time we were outside, and granted, we lived up north, so it wasn't like terribly hot like over here, but we would spend it pretty much late afternoon, and we play like stickball or freedom, which is manhunt.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
And granted, I did go outside. I had in the apartments I was living in, I had a scooter squad where we all had the Razor scooters. And we rolled through with a gang, some gang shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You had the initiation where you had to play midget squat, which is a game we made up where one person was on their scooter crouching while the other ones had to try and hit tennis balls at them on the tennis court.
So I guess at the same time, my parents would be like, go outside. And then also, I did have a tree fort and a fort in the woods behind my house. And
if I had a fort,
I also had
a fort. I might have gone out more.
Or a quarter court, basketball court, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Straight up, if I had a fort, I would have been out there. Probably.
The woods were cool. We spent a lot of time in the woods too, hacking away, lit a bunch of stuff on fire. Oh, I did have a BB gun, which I think I've said before. I used to shoot squirrels, and then I'd throw the dead bodies in my neighbor's yard.
Nice.
Just not even really thinking about it.
That's not demented at all.
I was just throwing the woods, And then he said,
"Did it quiet the voices? Is that why you did it? Do you still hear those voices?"
It was just I tried to shoot everything, except for cows.
Yeah, that's not abnormal.
I did dissect a lizard once in my shed.
So on that note, going outside and everything, you have to shit outside, right? And there's another. See, I told you I'd fucking remember. There's another case of sitting outside that I wanted to talk about, specifically the Australian poo jogger, which I don't know if this is one of the poo joggers we covered already. Because apparently
we've done so many, which is stupid.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people just shitting outside, specifically in front of people's houses, and I don't know why. Like,
well, we discussed the whole thing about poop. Remember last week with the lady who shit in the
the little fast food restaurant, threw it at the guy.
Yeah. So we know that there's some kind of fucked up psychological thing with Duke.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe it's along those lines. Maybe it was like poop in malice.
It could be. But there's a guy. His name is Andrew McIntosh. He was a shining pillar of Brisbane, Australia community. He served dutifully on the city's council inclusive board. He did recommendations on how we should do the city, make it pretty. He was national quality manager for Avio. He owns retirement communities. This dude was what you would assume would be put together. You know, he owns property. He's making bank. He's making money.
Yeah. He sounds respectable.
Then someone got a picture of him shitting on the side of the road in the neighborhood. The pre-dawn jogger has been defecating on the neighborhood streets for weeks. He was staring at the camera.
Is there?
And he looks surprised. He looks surprised that he's gotten caught in the picture. I'll have to find the actual image. They don't have the actual image up here. It was just like one of those in the article. Not a dramatization, but similar idea. It's like a lemur looking at the camera, like. But funny. Essentially, a neighbor caught him because this neighbor ran an underground like amateur sting operation where everyone woke up at like 4 a.m. and they all watched the streets because they were like, "We're tired of this shit. Literally, we're gonna catch this fucker," and they did. He had shit in their streets about 30 times, and it wasn't some like "I've got to shit right now" type deal, right? Okay. It wasn't like I have issues with, bowel control, a health issue.
Okay.
Nah. This dude brought toilet paper with him. This was premeditated. I'm a shit in your yard.
So I have a theory, and I think that he means to shit. I don't think it's like a grr, I'm shitting here kind of thing. I think it's a
I need to go now. I'm just gonna let it out.
Yeah. And he knows that his morning run is going to cause that. And he's just like, I'm just gonna shit. And he doesn't see a problem with it.
So did they?
Well, the issue is,
did they ask him why?
Well, they know he doesn't have any health issues. Let me see if they actually.
I would be interested to know if they confronted him or if there's a statement from him.
Oh, they confronted him, and he has a fine for public indecency and all that stuff.
I wonder if you were to look up joggers shitting mid run or shitting on run, or like I wonder if that's
when they caught him. He took and the neighbor took the picture. The dude just said hello, picked up his pants, and walked away.
He's a hero.
Dude didn't give a fuck.
I want to know why.
But now he has quit his job because he's been outed. He's gone viral for it.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. And the Avio group even stated that they were distressed and disappointed at this alleged incident concerning Mr. McIntosh. It's not alleged. They literally have a picture of him with
people do that. I got you on camera, bitch.
Yeah, you're on camera shitting.
It's
like, yeah. And so he resigned and he's done. And the other mad pooper in Colorado Springs, this article actually talks about this one. She was outed as well, Kathy Budd, which I know we had covered where they had gotten a picture of her, but no one knew who she was.
Yes,
they officially found out her name was Kathy Budd. And
so how'd they figure it out? Just from circulating photo enough and
circulating the photo around, and someone was like, "Hey, that's Kathy Budd," and then they're like, "Oh," and then they found her, and she was like, "Yeah,
that's funny."
I went out and I shit my neighbor's yard. It's not my fault, but it's your fault.
My fault. No, you did.
So yeah, so that's 2 cases closed. You're welcome, everybody.
And honestly,
I like to think us talking about it brought the national news in on it, and that's what inspired these.
Little round of applause for the PB&J podcast, bringing in those fucking
the mad poo joggers,
doing the Lord's work, bro.
All. Yeah, doing the Lord's work. I mean,
that's what we're all about here.
Yeah. I think we're also all about quick little breaks while we figure out what we're doing next.
I think that's a good plan. Yeah.
I mean, pre-planned breaks. We totally knew that was happening.
Oh, come on.
I was ready to break. I'm about to break.
So we'll be right back.
Yeah, that's implied.
Kirby.
Recording stopped. I even remembered to stop.
What's up, John? Thanks for joining.
As always.
John said that Bryce, you're hard to hear on Twitch, but not on YouTube. Figure that out.
I will figure that out, John.
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
I think I fixed it. Let me know if I fixed it.
That's funny.
I'm hard to hear on Twitch, but that's so weird. I'll even bump the actual mic up a little bit. That should fix that shit real quick.
Oh man.
So I go 0 to 100.
Real quick. Real quick. I had to lose the hat. I'm dying.
Omaiwa Moshindaru.
Hopefully this doesn't fuck up the camera.
I can't see anymore.
Ah.
Is that God?
Yeah.
I just see this bright light.
Go into the light, Bryce. Go into the light, Bryce.
All I gotta say is, if I die and I go to heaven and I don't hear that fucking choir of the cats meowing, do you guys know that video? Where it's a duo of these two guys, these two boys in a choir, and they sing entirely in cats meows.
No.
For this one song.
Do I need to look this up?
You should. It's fantastic. Not only does it sound really cool, but it's funny. And I expect that to be what heaven sounds like, if heaven exists. Like when the pearly gates are there, I just hear meow, 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 meow. I'm just like, I'm home. I'm home. Yes. I don't know about y'all, but I know about us. So I still have a bunch of shit that I can talk about, but I'm willing to donate anything if either of you guys don't have anything to talk about. And by a bunch of shit, I mean I have like 3 other stories. One's like, yeah, I have 3 other stories that I can talk about today.
We should divvy up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan, what you got?
None.
You got nothing?
Yeah.
No, there's
we might need to address, and I haven't talked to you guys about it yet, but
after the kid's born.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take a week or 2 off.
Understandable.
Yeah, that's fine.
It very well may be this Wednesday. So.
You think so?
That soon?
Yeah, it can happen literally any day. If not, she's being induced on Thursday, next Thursday.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Yeah, so there's that.
We expect
well, we could take a little for when your kid's born.
Yeah. I can.
We could also, in theory, obviously the live shows wouldn't be happening, but we can try and knock out a few recordings so we can still release in advance. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We could try to do some work.
I gotta say it like that, bro. But yeah,
I mean, if you're here right now watching this, that means you found either YouTube or Twitch, and in which case, you know that,
good on you.
Yeah, we're not trying to do no work. So
ain't trying to do no work. Ain't worry about nothing.
Yep.
Except worry about working. Oh, shit,
yeah.
What's the key command for opening a tab that was recently closed on Chrome?
I don't know.
Do I really have to go into history? I don't want to go into history.
Yeah. I hate going to my history too, man. I'm like, wow, what took me over for? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we know what it is. All right, so how do you guys want to divvy this shit up?
What do you got? What you got?
I'm going to read the headlines. Car dangling from Toronto Bridge cut down, but the mystery of how it got there leaves the city hanging.
Aha!
DNA blunder creates phantom serial killer.
Aha!
And bounce house flies onto highway and boy emerges from the inside but just scrapes. The kid got lucky.
Aha!
Interesting.
And the bounce house is a two-parter because there are two different stories I found related to kids being blown away in bounce houses.
Wait, what?
What are the... What?
I found two separate stories about this.
What is the what are the other stories then? Give one to Jordan, one to me.
I would say the Phantom serial killer would probably be more up your alley, Patrick, just because it's more conspiracy-esque.
Aye.
And the car dangling from Toronto Bridge, that one, that one's got. Are we allowed to say our Canadian friend's name? Because we didn't the last time, and I wasn't sure why. I don't know if he asked not to be named.
We say Ben, all the time, though.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're. Did he say not to?
No.
Okay. But yeah, so I think Jordan for the. Well, no, I don't know. Because at the same time, you could probably make up a theory for why the car was there and somehow relate it to aliens.
It is aliens.
It's probably aliens. I mean,
so that might also be one for you, and then give Jordan the serial killer.
Aliens.
You know, yeah, that's how we'll divvy it up. Patrick, you're going to cover the car. I want you to read this article and tell us how it got there.
Is it a lot of? Is it a lot of words? Because if it's too many words, I'm just gonna look at the pictures and make up.
It's not too many words. You'll be fine.
All right, send it to me.
Little bitch. So this one's the car, and
which
then
one do you want me to do, Bryce?
You're gonna do the serial killer.
Can you resend it?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Or do you want the bounce house stories?
I want you to describe the bounce house stories. I love the way you say stuff.
Okay, I'll do the bounce house. Then you can do this one. So read up real quick on the break. Right. I feel like the mama bird, and I just chewed these articles, and I'm just like into your mouth. That's the kind of visual imagery you will only get on the live version of the show. Me fake vomiting into both of their mouths. I know what you like. I know what the internet's all about. I've been on the internet for a little bit.
Oh, you're kidding me. Jesus Christ.
It's lit, isn't it?
You're fucking kidding.
Isn't that hilarious?
God. These. Oh my god.
Yeah. I knew you'd appreciate it. I kind of want to eat ramen.
Holy shit. When did this start? 93.
Yeah.
Bro. Hold.
Yeah.
You gotta be shitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I knew I found gold. That's why I grabbed all these, because I was like, I can't choose which one to cut. I need to do all of these.
That is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. It's pretty out there.
Holy shit. I can't believe that shit.
Are you reading it on your phone, Patrick? Or are you doing something else? Hey, Patrick, what you doing? You're all quiet like a duck. Can you hear us, Patrick?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was just way louder than you.
Gotcha.
This is hilarious. It's super funny. How the fuck? So A car must have. This has happened before. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Just wait.
There's a video, though, I want to watch. Uno momento. Man, tell me how I hit play on the video and my phone locks? Fuck you.
Good job.
Get fucked. I'm going to be doing this. If you get hurt, it's your own fault. If any part of you should feel that air, it's your own fault.
Why the fuck would the fucking news page, right, put a video in the middle of the shit 6 seconds long of just the car falling, like them clipping it down?
I don't know. And the
camera angle's so far away. Like, it's not even...
Like, that should be at the top, right underneath where it says they clipped the car down.
No.
You don't put that in the middle of the article.
And it's the only video of the whole thing. Like, that's... I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing? I'm back. Hello, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. It hasn't started.
I was going to say, I did not finger bang us.
Oh. Let me go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, have fun. The bathroom is always fun.
Take your time.
Wiki.
Did you just wiki?
Yeah.
I have concerns.
What concerns?
You're a guy who says wiki for one.
Wiki.
For two, you dissected a lizard and shot squirrels as a child.
Yeah.
Signs of a serial killer.
Nah, I've never killed
1 million.
No, you guys just had shitty inside childhoods.
I want you to Google signs of a serial killer and see how many of it is torturing and killing animals.
It's not torturing animals.
Oh, yeah, dissecting a lizard isn't torturing.
No. Because the squirrels were because we had fruit trees, and they would eat fruit off of the fruit trees. And the lizard was just because I never got to dissect a frog in school, so I was going to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say the only mean one was the time I shot a possum, and it took a lot of shots to kill, and then I felt really bad. And I was like, Dad. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that felt bad. Ding, ding.
Gonna hit him with the memes.
Oh, you got memes?
I got the memes, the dankest of memes.
The dankest of memes. Man, our breaks are weird.
You're weird.
Your face is weird.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah. You're just a logo, brogo. There you are.
Yeah.
And upload.
Bryce not hot.
Bryce not hot. Bryce said, take off your jacket. Bryce said, I'm not hot. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Do you need it? Is that why you want it? Are you cold? And that would be how that goes. I am ready. Are you boys? How do we want to start this off? How do we want to come back?
The bagpipe cover of the Star Wars theme is really cool.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. But it's like a dubstep mix, and the girl's very fast with the bagpipe. I didn't even know you could be that fast with the bagpipe.
Bruh.
Like, she's like all over that fucking thing.
You can be insane with a bagpipe.
Yeah, apparently.
So when we come back, though.
Sorry, distracted. I'm distracted.
I know. I'm trying to reel you in.
Well, I'll intro us back in since it's my episode, and then we can. I don't know what direction. We can either go with the car because it's a standalone story, or we could jump right to Jordan because people say Jordan no talk.
True. Give him his
Jordan White, talk.
Jordan White. Yeah.
I think that would be good. I think Jordan.
I have a good way of doing this. So what we'll do is when we come in, I will bring us back, and I will also say, "Hey, by the way," and I'll tell you the thing Michael told me again. Okay. And then you can just be like, "Well, if that's how he feels, here," and then do your thing.
Okay. And then hit him with it.
And then after that,
I hit him with like a sledgehammer.
Sure.
Yeah, a vocal sledgehammer.
Okay.
And then we'll go into Bryce's headlines because they're funny and I want to listen to them. And then we can close with the hanging car at the end. And then
okay,
stuff.
I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Okay. I'm gonna hit
Fran.
All right, I'm gonna save the announcement for the end of the show then.
Yeah, please.
Look. Yeah.
I need to get some ice. Hold on.
All right.
And after the tent. Why are both of you off cam? Are you guys right now?
Clicked my button by accident.
And Patrick, what's your excuse?
You to get more ice.
That rat bastard.
Hi.
Glad you pushed your button.
I had to
get ice.
I had to ice myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I can start swiping on Tinder again. Hooray!
What?
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 I'm sorry. All right. So I am recording.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah!
All right, I'm about to record.
Just gonna pull this out of the holster.
I too am recording. By the way, it's pouring ass fucking rain here right now. I didn't
too, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably gonna come back to me. I hope not. But
well, you're in between us, so you're.
I know. So one way or another, it's probably gonna smash me. But I've got the guns ready.
Do it.
Let's go.
3,
2, 1, go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Hope you had a good time. If you're here with the video on Twitch, our live stream, or on YouTube, you definitely seen it was fuck tons of fun.
Oh, yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
Pure quality, quick, by the way.
There was, you guys know that we do have people that do listen on the regular now, and one of them, which is Michael, fucking shout out. He recently started listening to our backlog, which, by the way, you can do, just by going to our website, pbnjpodcast.podbean.com. Every
or on
episode,
Google Play or on
Apple
the Apple iTunes. All of our episodes are on all of them.
everywhere. So if you're ever like, hey, what was it like? Just be warned, audio quality not as good, still funny, you know.
Yeah.
But he mentioned something that honestly made me laugh super hard when he said it.
Of course it did.
He was like, oh, and one thing, tell Jordan he used to talk so much. He's so funny. And I was like, that is funny.
Me that earlier. Now I feel like a dick.
Yup. And then
because Jordan was like, I'm ready to hit him with a vocal sledgehammer.
Yeah. So, but I just thought it was funny. I wanted to make sure you knew that apparently you used to be into this, bro, and now you're just kind of phoning it in.
Yeah, it's just a thing I do on weekdays.
Yeah.
Jesus. You were supposed to defend yourself. You weren't supposed to I phone it in. Fuck it.
I'm kidding. I heart you guys.
No, it's so yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny.
Well, if he wants to hear my sexy voice,
a little
bit more, I got something for you guys.
Hey, Michael, you might want to go off to your own room. This is gonna get a little sensual.
Yeah, probably.
Headphones in, the earbuds, not the over the ears, the earbuds.
Yeah, we want to be
inside the ears,
like in your head,
in your brain.
In
All
fact,
right, now I'm uncomfortable.
Why doesn't everybody go ahead and get us inside your head brain?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
I'll give you a second. All right. So now that you've had time, because there's a pause button.
Yes.
So there's this story that is unfucking believable to me. Okay.
Okay.
So there's this this police force over in Europe and based in Germany, and they have been chasing this serial killer for like 15 years, right? What? They have so much DNA, and they've been doing so many investigations. It started in May 1993, and they never found this person, right?
93. So just because you have DNA, if it's not on file somewhere...
Yeah, if you've never been convicted of a crime or were a suspect in a crime where they labeled your DNA, they can say, "Oh, that's the same person as this other crime," but no name will pop up.
Yep.
Right. So they have all this DNA, but no person, no face to put it to, right? And they're over frustration over the years, 15 years. They eventually put out a €3 million reward.
Holy shit!
Right? They really, really wanted this person.
That's a lot, man.
It is. And so finally, they figured it out. And in, I think it was 2008, I believe, 2007, they didn't want to admit it, but they did, that this serial killer that they've been chasing for 15 years, wasting money and time on, for 15 years.
They had people dedicated to just this case.
Just this case.
Okay.
For a decade and a half, this person didn't exist.
Hold the fuck on. So then where did the DNA come from?
The DNA was from a woman who worked at the factory that produced the cotton swabs that they used to collect this DNA. Her DNA was contaminating all the cotton swabs.
Hold on. Back. What was she doing? Like using them and putting them in the package?
That's what I want to know. Was she just like, I'm in quality assurance, right? And they're like, no. And she's like, oh, I knew that.
But no, how was her DNA getting on them then? That's gross.
I don't know. But they finally figured it out. It was this person working in the fucking factory.
And I read the same article, and I know that they're starting to look into how it got done, like how the contamination happened. No one knows though.
They don't know.
Absolutely no one knows.
They have no idea. All they know is that they've linked together hundreds and thousands of crimes for no reason.
What?
For absolutely no reason, for somebody who does not exist.
What I love about it too is the crime that made them go, hang on a minute, was there was a burnt male corpse.
Okay.
they did a DNA swab to see if they can figure out who was this burnt male corpse, and the DNA came back as the mysterious killer, which the DNA profile is
They
female.
could tell it's female. Yeah,
they could tell it's female. So they were like, that doesn't make sense.
That's fucking hilarious.
I know.
Isn't that insane? 15 years.
And I have another problem with this though. Mm-hmm. If in a 15-year span they never caught on that something like this was happening, or that there must have been some kind of odd connection, right? Because that DNA is going to show up for all kinds of stuff, you know? And so, like, was this like a mad fucking scientist that was able to teleport between places? And like,
well, that's my whole thing is because of the span, how long did they have these cotton swabs? Was she just continuously contaminating different ones, or was it one big bulk order that got spread evenly among the different things? It was like a lottery chance. Oh, I happened to get the one that she touched.
Hold on.
It has to have been multiple.
She sneezed on a massive bulk order. It was such a big order that she couldn't tell anybody she sneezed on it.
But it wasn't just in one country.
Yeah, but that bulk order, because it was like a lot, would have been split up and sent multiple places.
Wherever they were.
I don't know. She would have had to have been doing this like repeatedly, like at least 3 sneezes.
Or
minimum.
This is a mutant.
A mutant. Ooh.
Yeah, that it's not actually even this. This isn't the truth. It really is the DNA of somebody, and the reason it can be in multiple places and look like different genders and all that other stuff is because it's a mutant is no. I'm talking like X-Men style mutant, like that can like duplicate themselves or has like clones of themselves or something like that.
And they're just committing crimes and then they're just fucking with people. Because my theory is, if it is a serial killer, that they work for like the
they work for a crime lab,
database. To where they can access it and relabel different DNA profiles to this dead end.
That would make sense.
That's possible. Yeah, absolutely.
But I just think it's hilarious. That is ridiculous.
Hold on. So what the fuck does the news title say for that?
DNA blunder creates phantom serial killer.
And the official name of the serial killer was the woman without a face.
Get the fuck out. That's amazing. I love that so much. Thank you.
Especially because the irony is they didn't have a face because they weren't a serial killer. It didn't exist. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow. So here's the fucked up part. At least before on a lot of those cases, they thought they had some kind of lead. But it turns out they didn't at all. Yeah.
And imagine all the fake tips.
Yeah,
because people are like $3 million.
Yeah. Oh, for
I hate my landlady. Let's see.
And they have to follow every lead, and then just fucking what a waste.
I don't know. I think that one day, eventually, they're going to be able to take DNA, input it into a computer, and then print out what that person's face looks like. You know, I'm surprised we can't do that now. I mean, honestly, to an approximation.
Yeah,
I can see what you mean. I mean, especially because we have DNA registries that tell us our ancestry, which, while not always 100% accurate, it could still give us like an idea of what the traits would be.
Well, yeah, they can break your DNA down to sometimes very specific location, but sometimes hemisphere, or whatever. Which is why we know that so many redneck white Americans are not Indian or Cherokee or whatever.
They are in fact Cherokee, sir.
No, they are in fact not. And why so many people get blown away when they find out their heritage and stuff, because that stuff was never talked about at certain times, and now we can see it. And you mean to tell me you can't fucking take that DNA and figure out who somebody is? That kind of I find odd too.
That's true. That should be something that's.
It's like the technology is there
in the works, but
no, I think it's there. They restrict it on purpose because the general public would not like that.
I mean, maybe
that's possible. It's horseshit.
I mean, I know. I wouldn't like it if they had my DNA profile on there, just because. What if I accidentally, or not even accidentally? What if I need to commit a crime? Yeah. Like I'm that guy in the back of my mind. I'm just like, what if I actually have to commit that crime?
You don't think one day we're going to be chipped, like NFC chipped?
Oh, I know for a fact we're going to be. And it's going to be a willing process. It's going to be something to where we're going to opt into it because it's going to have access to the latest and greatest of entertainment.
Yeah, or it's going to be entertainment or information or something like that.
It's kind of like how our phones are Google history, like our location history.
Uh-huh.
You know, the police can subpoena that and then be like, "Hey, you were at the scene of the crime at the time it happened." So,
I mean, if they say like
your murder,
I can't renew my PlayStation Plus subscription unless I get that chip. I mean, let's be real.
Getting chipped.
I'm getting the chip.
He'll even opt for it to go in the head of his dick.
Absolutely. Are there other options?
Yeah, are there other options? Like, why there?
Oh, Jesus. Hopefully they put it in like your hand or something, and it gives you like hologram style shit like that comes up out of your. I'd be in for that.
Or when it comes to like locked doors, you can just swipe your hand and then open the door.
Yeah, and because it's like encrypted to your chip, only you or people that are programmed to it.
Put it right there in your middle finger, right there. That's where I want it.
And then when you flick someone off, it like shoots out a hologram of a bigger middle finger.
Oh, that would be
like a big ass foam finger. That's just.
But it's a fucking hollow foam finger.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I could get behind that.
That's the dream.
I mean, if the chip helps me be more immersed in VR, I'm getting chipped.
I'm in. Yeah,
I'm already all about cybernetics. Like cybernetics are the thing that I like. I really, 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 really want to get my corneas replaced with a 20 times zoom lens you can get in your eyes now.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
I want that.
Is that something you can like zoom in on command?
I don't know the details of it too much, other than the doctor who was doing it, because he's getting the patent like set up, and he's getting it to where he can do it, and he can do it commercially to where you can opt into it rather than just like an experimental surgery situation.
Are they able to hook it into your existing setup though, so you still see color and range and all that stuff?
Yeah, all that. It's literally just as if you were getting your cornea replaced now
with like a binocular, though.
Of one you can somehow control.
Well, that's my whole thing. Is I don't know how it works.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
I think because they haven't released too many details about it, other than it's 20 times zoom. You can zoom, and I'm thinking, in my mind, what makes sense when I squint is when it would zoom. You know what I mean? Like if it was able to do it,
like you know how you can like focus and unfocus your eyes, right, by staring at something for a second.
That's how I think it works.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. That would be really cool. Like
otherwise, then you couldn't drive. Like, can you imagine?
No, but could you imagine driving and all of a sudden it malfunctions, and you're like staring at somebody's rearview mirror, like
all of a sudden you're just like in it, and you're like,
yeah. Oh man, that'd be horrible.
Would be mildly.
I'm willing to be that guinea pig.
Extreme, and it would also create extreme tunnel vision, because if the zoom is happening there, that as soon as that happens, all this is no longer input.
Yeah, that's true.
Or it is inputted, and it would be a really weird thing to deal with.
It'd be like super blurry, I would imagine, because our eyes already naturally blur that shit out because they're like, this isn't important. So I'd imagine it'd be super blurry. The other thing I'd be willing to do see, the problem is a lot of the current cybernetics are considered body modifications, where you have to get them done like not in a sanctioned facility, and because of that, you can't be given painkillers for them. So a lot of the more surgical stuff, like there's one thing where there's a special type of magnet you put in your finger, and they literally like tape a scalpel, stab your finger, slip the magnet in, sew you up. Yeah. And then from then on, you can actually feel electrical waves with your hand. And
really?
Yes. And it's cool. It's like another sense. I find that fascinating. I would love to experiment with that and have that. Problem is, I'm a bitch. I don't want to get stabbed in the hand without painkillers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Does it really work though? Like how does 100%. How does that interface with your body?
It'd probably take a while for your body to get used to it.
It has to do with the special type of magnet it is, and the reason why it's in the finger is because of how sensitive the finger is, to where the sensors that are already in the finger, they interact with this magnet to where when you feel, it's basically like a tugging, but you can feel the waves. You can feel like the actual shape of the wing.
Okay. That would be so cool.
I know. I want to do that, but not down with getting stabbed in the hand and then sewn up like Civil War style with me biting down on a log. Not about it.
Yeah.
So when that becomes to where they're allowed to put like, like the needle with the local anesthetic, once that's approved, I'm getting that done.
Just fucking, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I've thought about it.
Get somebody with a little bit of,
All I have to do is
sugary powder substance and mix it with a little bit of liquid and inject it into the tip of your finger, and you won't feel anything in your finger.
No, I get. Yeah, I agree. I mean, all I have to do is go to Portland, Oregon, and I could probably get that hooked up. But
oh shit. Anyway, that was really good, Jordan. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I love it. I had something else that I wanted to talk about today. Specifically, we are having a lot of different things that seem to be happening more than once that don't seem like they should, like the poo jogger I talked about earlier.
Yeah,
that should be like a contained incident, but it seems to be an epidemic because we've had like 3 or 4 stories of it.
The PBnJ podcast. I mean, like
us alone, there's probably 1,000 like 5-viewer podcasts that are just like, ooh, new poo jogger.
Yeah,
but we're the best one. So for all your poo jogger news, come to us first.
For all your poo jogging news.
Yeah, but there's something else I want to talk about, which is specifically bouncing houses, like the bouncing castles you can rent for birthday parties and shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of issues with kids in those recently. Basically, there was a 9-year-old boy who was playing inside a bounce house in his front yard. This is in California. And some strong winds came through, swept the inflated enclosure. It lifted up and flew the fuck away.
Really?
To the point where it landed on a nearby highway a few hundred feet away.
Whoa.
What? So the bounce house
the kid was okay, obviously, because it's a big inflated bounce house, right?
Kid was inside. Bounce house rolled onto the highway 395, and it got hit by a fucking car.
No!
Dude. And then the boy tumbled out of the fucking bounce house onto the road. Traffic stopped. Kid just had some scrapes and bruises. He was fine. He was basically inside a giant airbag when the impact happened. And then he just got flying. He flew out of the fucking thing, though.
Hold on. How do you, did it land and the car was like, boom? Or was it some jackass who didn't even see a giant fucking bounce house in the middle of the road? I would believe the second more, honestly.
I from what I understand, it's the second. To the point where, but to be fair, the bounce house lifted up and then it came down in front of the car. It wasn't like a sideways roll into the road. It was like in the air above the line of sight, and then all of a sudden, hey, that's a bouncy castle. That's weird.
That's fucking hilarious. I can't even believe that shit.
So the kid bounced out, only had a couple, scrapes and scratches. The police said the kid got lucky. And
that's for fucking sure.
He specifically added in his interview that in his 18 years in law enforcement, he's never seen a bounce house fly that distance.
Hold on.
Okay. That specification means
that there's others
happening all the time. That's flying around. And he even went on. He even went on to say, "Listen, when you're doing your bounce houses, weigh them down with 5-gallon jugs or concrete buckets or something."
They were supposed to be anchored.
No, you're supposed to anchor them. Yeah.
But what he was saying is that the camp pegs aren't always enough. Like the tent, because there's tent pegs that you
put into the ground.
Yeah, but they're this fucking long.
I know, but he's saying it's not enough because there have been plenty of incidences where all it takes is for one of those pegs to go, and then the whole thing just
I can see that. And where was this at?
This is in Cali.
Are they even known for high winds?
Man,
not particularly, but it's like near the desert area. So
Cali bounce houses are bitches.
Yeah, bounce houses are bitches.
Cali bounce houses.
Yeah, fucking get with it, Cali.
Hey, hold on, real quick. Quick. Did you guys see lots of buzz right now about November ballot, California having the option to split into 3 states?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
Would it be like North California, Mid California, and South California?
Take mid off the. It's just California in the middle, but yeah.
So
I think it's political move. I think it's for votes.
What, for votes?
Or it's
for seats.
Gerrymandering and stuff like that. I would imagine it's gerrymandering, but I also think we would have to do with taxes because they have state taxes specifically because of industries in very specific areas.
Yeah, it could be economical. That's the other thing. And they're kind of fucked up over there now. So if it's something that could legitimately help, I mean, whatever, who cares?
I'd be down for it if the idea behind it is, hey, we're taxing the shit out of this area because this is where this is the rich people area. And then normal people can't live in California. Now, if you want to be a normal person, just live in North California or South California. Don't live in
Yeah. So anyway, move on. Continue.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got curious after I read the he's never seen one go that far before. Because I was like, does this happen before? So I did a quick Google search, and I found the
previous record.
Bounce house tossed 300 feet across Colorado Field, injuring 2 kids.
Oh, shit.
A sharp gust of wind turned Bounce House Fun into a danger chamber for 2 small children who were slightly injured when the inflatable enclosure was tossed hundreds of feet across the field during a lacrosse game in Colorado. And this article says that this was the second recent high-profile accident involving a bounce house. So there's a third story I didn't bother to find.
I find that
of a bounce house injuring kids because it flew away.
That's I'm never getting in a bounce house again. I'm an adult.
Way too often.
No, well, that's how he said it. Things that happen way too often. Flying bounce houses and PB&J episodes.
What's insane to me is with this one, the kids who were in the bounce house when they got out, when they fell out when it was 15 to 20 feet off the ground into the lacrosse field.
Oh, that's why they got hurt.
The 6-year-old broke both their arms. It's like, whoa,
that sucks.
My niece broke both her arms when she was a kid and had to walk around like this.
Oh, that's the worst.
Out in front of her.
Man.
Did she do a mummy impression at some point?
I'm sure. Yeah, she hated it.
Okay. I'm sure she hated it, but you gotta work with what you got.
You have to.
Oh, of course.
It's a law at that point.
That's just fucking hilarious. You know what's funny? This reminds me of on the face of the books, I seen where it's like when the storm gives you a gift or some shit, and it's just a camera looking at the backyard, and a trampoline comes flying in, and then like
over the fence and lands perfectly in the yard.
Lands perfectly right next to their jungle gym that they already have. Like it's like comes from out of frame.
A gift from the last storm.
Yeah, right. It's fucking hilarious. Like that kind of shit happens. And honestly, that does come a lot of times from people not properly securing it. I mean, I will say.
Yeah.
And people need to be more careful. But what would you, I guess because bounce houses are so big, you're like, holy shit.
It's probably fine. But really it's just like extra surface area for the wind to knock it. You know?
And it's just full of air. Like we could pick one up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can pick one up as a single person, just lift the entire bounce house. So it's one of those things where
I want to fill a bounce house. I want to tie a bounce house down and fill it with helium.
Oh my god,
that'd be
all right.
Fucking
next
awesome.
show.
During a hurricane. During a hurricane, we're all in it.
Okay, hold on. We could do it during a hurricane if we can make sure we can close it. Like it has bounce house doors that we can close.
The Velcro doors.
Yeah. And we'll need a way to vent and add helium as necessary.
Did we just invent the first ghetto Florida man
flying hot air balloon?
Hot air balloon?
Fucking A, right? We did.
Absolutely. I'm all in.
I'm all in too. Let's do it.
Fucking A, right. Oh man.
We could do a show from outer space.
Dude.
We could do a show.
You know how we normally do Florida or what? Russia or Germany?
Florida or nah.
Florida or nah.
Though the original Germany. Florida.
However, lately, and I gotta say, we've been having a lot of stories that are Canada related, haven't we?
Yeah,
we had a few such, right? Did you guys see the car in Toronto?
Yes.
No.
Did you seen this, right? So there's this fucking car, and apparently for whatever reason, it was just mysteriously hanging off of a bridge, like by a cable or a rope or something.
What kind though?
It was a
power
sedan
or something.
I don't know. It doesn't really go into that. Apparently, there's two colleges there that I guess pranks like this have happened before, and they called this a prank. But they say they ruled out the schools. But engineering students can be sick sometimes, you know. Yeah. So it's entirely possible. But I guess Toronto police are just kind of like, we have no idea why this is like this. Commuters on Wednesday morning were driving by an empty blue shell of a sedan hanging from a bridge. Apparently, it was either stripped or burned out or something. Like somebody tweeted, wish I had gotten a pic, but distracted driving is bad. There's legit a burnt out car dangling from the bottom of the Millwood Street Bridge over the Don River.
That is amazing.
What the hell?
So
see, if I were to do something like that, like my mind is immediately like someone was inside that car and like the Canadian mafia was like, "We're sorry, but we got to kill you," and they lit that car on fire with them inside it, and then they just took the body out and they're like, "Oh, they'll think it's a prank. It's fine."
Well, most people apparently were afraid of safety. I guess
idea.
people walking down there and whatever, and they're like, "Oh, this is dangerous." Sure,
Yeah. I mean, at any point, if that cable was not strong, because it's not like there's a regulation team that inspected the cable for the prank car. So
you don't know.
Maybe you know what? It is Canada. Maybe they were like, "Well, we're gonna get it down, but first we gotta inspect it to make sure it's okay to keep up until we get the equipment down here." And then they just inspect it real quick.
Yeah, I know. They're like, okay, it's a that's a Honda Civic.
That's some good cable. I wonder where they got the cable from. Yeah,
I'm gonna take that home. So apparently,
you sounded vaguely Irish at the end. I don't know why.
I don't know what happened there. I'll just throw an A in there. Now I'm Canadian again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Canadian friend, we're sorry. Don't beat us up.
Right. So they did get it to the ground. In fact, the only video on the CBC News site here is of them cutting it down, a 6-second video of it just falling, and it's not even a good video. Like, this website sucks, but whatever.
That's disappointing.
And then it's not the first time they've seen pranks like this. Now, they think it's a prank. I am kind of leaning towards more what Bryce was saying. Okay, so let's look at some of the facts. Simply, it happened overnight. Nobody's seen it or heard anything. Supposedly, it's in a semi-undeveloped area. The car has no markings on it because they called it a Honda Civic-like car. So why wouldn't they just name it?
Is that?
Because they're not sure. They're just like, it has the body of a Honda Civic, but there's nothing on there.
There's no markings on it. The inside of the car was either all stripped out or fully burned out.
So the VIN number was destroyed.
So I think a couple of things. It was either involved in some middle of the night, like crazy Secret Wars shit. Like there was some shit going down in Toronto and you guys just all got your lives saved. And that just happened to happen that way. As some nonsense. Like that was about to fall.
Was Canadian Batman's cable.
Yeah, or something.
He shot the battering and he's like, "Oh no.
I saved him, eh?"
I saved Canada.
Yeah, exactly. That car could have hurt that concrete down there.
And then later they were like, there were safety concerns. He's like, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, sorry, eh? I thought I was fixing it.
I did my best, but oh fuck. Sorry.
Fuck. We're dumb. Anyway,
you guys are dumb.
Fuck you, Jordan.
Yeah, I can't help but notice that Jordan's not joining us in our bad Canadian accents. Thanks for leaving us out to dry.
Yeah, thank for leaving us hanging.
Tell us your story.
Hey.
Tell us your story right now.
I'm sorry.
Hey, all right.
Hey, all right. So, or there was something more severe going on. Like, I mean, people always laugh when I'm like aliens, but I mean aliens, right?
It could be aliens.
No, seriously.
They're not getting it with these crop circles.
It's so fucking weird. But I mean,
crop circles, crop cars.
Yeah,
more than likely,
car hangers.
In truth, it's you hit it right on the head there. It's a gang of kids. They're called car hangers, and they actually have citywide wars over hanging cars.
Well, who can hang the best car?
Yeah, in style, bruh. No, I'm just kidding. This was probably some engineering student's fucking prank, and he's like, oh, like he's pee laughing himself right now, eh? Like,
probably. Well, my whole thing is when it comes to something like that where it's a trend, like I'm going to be doing some deep diving with a few things where with poop jogging, I'm going to see if there's a secret underground like internet group of people.
This goes with what you said before, Bryce. When they can say that this is not the first time they've seen a prank like this, you mean this is not the first time you've seen a fucking car suspended off the side of one of your bridges? What the fuck?
Yeah, why don't we know more about this? Like that's my whole thing. Is like when they say that means they're admitting that this happens. Yes. So like I feel like there has to be some sort of organization behind it because it's not like these news stories are in the news all the time. So unless someone's like reading through old news from 5 years ago and they're like, oh, someone hung We could do that. Let's do that. Let's get a 6-pack. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. No, it really makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me. So I feel like there has to be some sort of organizational situation, like a dark website or something like that. Like a deep web.
Yeah.
To where people are just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make the entire sea chat of prankers, and we're just gonna.
These are glitches in the matrix randomization matrix. Like it tries
supposed to hang like a street lamp.
No,
that's and it's just like whoops. Car model.
Occasionally, weird shit has to happen. It's just normal, right? You go through.
That's why the car didn't have any markings. It was a beta. It was the beta car.
The beta car.
True. It was the beta car.
No. I mean, it was meant to happen, but this shouldn't have happened more than once so close together. Like the randomization software is off.
That's possible too.
It
was like a flagged event.
Guy tried to hang himself, accidentally hung his car.
Right? Goes home. He's like, I'm so bad. I can't. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
I give up on killing myself. I fucked it up.
That would be fucking funny. They're like, don't do it. He jumps. The car falls. He's still standing there. Like, what the fuck? How'd that even happen? Why would you attach it to your car?
This is going to be the ultimate fucking thing. He ties a noose around his neck so that way when the car jumps down, he shoots out the windshield and then he's hung. Right?
Yeah.
But he forgets to tie the other end of the car. So when he's like pushing it off and getting ready to jump in, he sees his rope on the side of the road. He's like, hold on. Wasted opportunity.
What would be funnier is if it falls, it pulls him, lands, and then he just finds himself standing on the street because he made the rope too long.
It just perfectly stops him right there.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That'd be funnier. Oh, man. But yeah, that's all I got. I thought it was fucking hilarious, though.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm totally down for you, Brycey, to put in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to put in a little research on it because I feel like there has to be something.
I did just recently request some work of you, actually.
I will be working on that first.
Yay.
And I know that because of what I requested, that it's going to be slightly pain in the dick. But this is one you're going to spend your time on because this is going to be something special that I'm trying to get done.
Which would be cool. I'm excited for everybody to know.
Yeah. So that's that. I don't think there's any other announcement thing.
I do have one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I do have one. So as we know, I've talked about it a couple of times, but my wife is El Preggers.
El Pregnante.
The little jelly jars is ready to go.
Yeah. So she is very pregnant now. She can have the baby at any moment.
And we're gonna do it live. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just imagine cue her being like, "Honey,
oh my god, could you imagine
my water broke?" And you'd be like, "I gotta go."
No, I need 5 minutes. I mean, I'm almost done. I gotta plug the holes.
I need you to sit down. You hand her a cork, a big ass cork. Here you go.
Yep. I'll hand her this ace bandage that I have right here for some reason.
Perfect.
Nice. I ace bandage everything in life.
Me too.
My feelings.
But so she's due any minute. The doctor just told her this week that if he doesn't come beforehand, next Thursday, they're inducing her.
Nice.
So when that does happen, I'm going to have to take about a week or two off from the show. So we might have a week or two break.
Yeah, there's going to be a little gap.
Maternity leave. It's understandable.
Me and
Patrick might do something, or we might try and record a few things. We haven't really discussed it that much.
If you do, I'll still edit and all, but I just won't be there for the show. That's
well, I don't even think we need you to do that. I mean, between me and Bryce,
dedication. Come on,
we could put a show together between the two of us. It'd probably be short if it is anyway, just us checking in with you guys. A week or two is fine. And if we don't put anything out, like I said, check our backlog. We have 2 episodes now.
Yeah, we've been doing this every year or every week straight every for over year.
Every year since we started a year ago.
What?
That's true.
Yeah. We got that on the big old checkbox.
Yeah, no shit. One of the things we know how to do, hit record. Yes. But yeah, guys, I think as far as fucking podcasts go, I think we fucking nailed it.
We fucking nailed it for sure.
Nailed it.
Oh,
nailed it.
Whole plug.
Yeah, plug us. You'll have to plug her if she induces. Done.
So, of course, the best way to follow us, of course, is on Facebook. So just search for PB, the letter NJ podcast on Facebook. You'll find us up there. At PBnJ Podcast for Twitter and Snapchat. We don't ever. I mean, we use those all the time.
We use it all the time.
Yeah, I swear.
You can check out the live stream of this very show, among a lot others, on YouTube. Just search for PBnJ Podcast, and of course,
I think we broke 30 now.
I believe
on the recorded ones. Yeah,
I believe we did. So there's quite a bit on there that you can catch up on as well. You can now check out. I think this is the second show that we've done on Twitch. So twitch.tv/PBnJ Podcast.
Yes.
Other than that,
and it's all letter NJ. So PB
all letter NJ
podcast.
Yeah. You can find us on anywhere that you get your podcasts elsewhere, and our fancy new website, pbnjpodcast.podbean.com.
Yes, sir. But yeah, guys, thanks for fucking being here, and
beautiful.
Good night.
Good night. Nailed it.
All right.
It
was a
I love the
beautiful
tiny burp at the end. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the Twitch stream. For anyone who viewed the Twitch stream today, I know there was at least 2 or 3 people who popped in and out. Appreciate you. But we're going to go offline. We love you, though.
Yeah.
Love you long time.
We do love you. Samesies with the YouTube. We're about to stop that too. Thank you for stopping by. We fucking appreciate it. Hearts, stars, and horseshoes.